Occurrence and movement of groundwater. Water is a commodity whose occurrence on the earth presents a paradox in that, while it is present in substantial volumes, it is not freely available everywhere, and in fact it has to be painstakingly located where the need is greatest. Generally, the requirement is for fresh water, which constitutes less than about 4% of the entire water on the Earth's surface. It is predominantly stored in the form of groundwater. What is a hydrological cycle? Groundwater thus is a valuable resource which can be exploited by man for various purposes. Unlike other resources originating from the earth such as ores, petroleum etc., groundwater is renewable, and forms an integral part of a continuously circulating hydrological system. The circulation takes place between the oceans from where water is evaporated, reaches the atmosphere, and is precipitated onto the surface of the earth. That part which precipitates on land, reaches the sea, as surface runoff in the form of streams, and rivers, or infiltrates into the subsurface, and moves as groundwater to reach the sea eventually. This continuous circulation of the water between the ocean, atmosphere and land is called the hydrologic cycle. What is subsurface water and its distribution? We are concerned primarily with the occurrence and movement of groundwater, which is influenced by the precipitation and infiltration that takes place through the earlier part of the cycle. Precipitation from atmosphere usually takes place in the form of rain, sleet and snow and occasionally as hailstorm. However, precipitation is not evenly distributed geographically, and may vary in extreme cases from 0 to 4,000 mm per year. Highest rainfalls occur in the tropical zone along the equatorial belt. The Earth's surface may be divided into 4 zones, depending on the quantum of rainfall from least, 0 to 100 mm per year, to highest, 2000 mm per year, as arid, semi-arid, subtropic, and tropical areas. The availability of groundwater is thus controlled by precipitation and infiltration, which are least in arid areas and maximum in tropical areas, and controlled by local geomorphological and geological conditions. The vertical distribution of subsurface water. The occurrence of water below the ground surface may be divided into several zones. It may be noted that in the upper part of the subsurface, the formation is not saturated with water uniformly, and is known as the zone of aeration, whereas the lower part is fully saturated with groundwater, and hence is called the zone of saturation. The zone of aeration is further subdivided into the soil water zone, intermediate vadose zone and the capillary zone. The thicknesses of various zones depend largely on the nature of the soil, evapotranspiration etc. The availability of groundwater is controlled, apart from precipitation, by several other factors such as geomorphology, local geological formations, and their structure. Geomorphology is the expression of surface topography of formations, which is controlled by lithological nature, and erosion has a great impact on groundwater recharge. A recharge area is one where the predominant groundwater movement is downward through infiltration into the formations, while a discharge area is where the groundwater flows towards the surface, and may escape in form of a spring or by evaporation or transpiration. Some favorable sites for groundwater recharge are presented by various topographical depressions, large sedimentary basins, river valleys, intermontane areas and other structures such as faults, joints, fractures, fissures, cavities, etc. Good recharge of groundwater can take place only when the infiltration occurs through permeable geological formations. Compact and hard formations will not permit such movement of infiltration, but could guide movement in different directions. Those geological formations which are generally permeable and can function as media for storage or movement of groundwater and under proper conditions of percolation could serve as reservoirs of groundwater, and they are called as aquifers. Unconsolidated sediments like sand and gravel were different mixtures of clay, collectively known as alluvium, consolidated sedimentary formations like sandstones, porous limestones, etc., and weathered, fissured, fractured, and jointed igneous and metamorphic rocks like granites, basalts, syenites, gneisses, schists, etc. can form aquifers. Those among the above formations have low permeability but are capable of storing groundwater and also transmit it, even though somewhat slowly, from one aquifer to another are called aquitades. An inherently impermeable geological unit that can neither store nor transmit water is called an aquifuge. A poorly permeable unit that forms either the upper or lower boundary of a groundwater flow system is called an aquiclude. When an aquifer is sandwiched between layers of lower hydraulic conductivity, then it is known as a confined aquifer. Similarly, when an aquifer in which there are no confining beds between the zone of saturation and the surface is called an unconfined aquifer or water table aquifer.